Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. And okay, I say this before because I always forget, or I have forgotten so many months where I'm like, yeah, I need to start remembering. If you have been listening to my videos and this is not your first time, please like, comment, subscribe, or at least do the subscribe part. You may not like this video, I don't know yet. But also comment, let me know what you like, what you don't like. And if you're scared you're gonna hurt my feelings, you need to read the messages from my dating nightmares. And I mean, they might sting, but at the same time, I mean, I'm normally a perfectionist, but once you get diagnosed with a disability and then you have to use almost all of your life savings in order to for the pain management and to help your body kind of get used to this new reality or whatever. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I need to buy a mic. I need to buy supplies for other parts of the business and yada yada. It's like I haven't shown my face because, well, yeah, back to dating nightmares. When so many men tell you how ugly and unattractive and how old and no one wants you and you're dried up and it's just like, why are all of these men writing me when they should be writing women that they have a chance with or that they're interested in, but they'd rather troll and harass me and basically they want to make sure I know that I'm trash. They want to make sure I know that I'm not worth anything. And it's just like, no wonder you guys are single. No wonder you guys are Republican. Majority of them are Republican. Like some of them are Democrat, but very, 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 very few. And if you don't believe me, go to the Patreon because when they literally say hail and all, like they're praising it, like, yeah, just go over there. And when they call me the N word, a slave, and okay, I'm gonna drop it because yeah, like I know some of you guys are like, we know, or I've seen that episode, I've seen this episode. I used to be able to say I have over 300, but now I think I can say I have over 400 actually of screenshots of what some of these men have the nerve to tell me, especially Republican men when they start telling me about there's no more racism. Democrats are the racists. It's like, why do you bring up race? Oh, you just want to call me a racist or a bigot because no, I'm calling you what you are. I hear you. I learned from your actions and your words. So I'm defining you by your actions. Not the color of your skin, not your political party, but your actions. Normally, the people who fit under that definition are of a particular Democratic Party. But, yeah, I said Democratic. Yeah, because I know there's some people who are like, we live under a republic. And it's like a lot of men, they think they know their history. They think they know the whole political system, but they only want to say the few facts, especially like we live under a republic. Yeah, with the democratic system, what's your point? Slavery is like what was saved because of Republicans. That was before the major switch. And it's just like Democrats are supposed to be the loving ones, but you're not willing to date a Republican. Well, I mean, well, it'll never get to marriage, but I already feel like the divorce rate is high enough. Do they really want? Well, anyway, like I'm sometimes it's just mind blown. I'm gonna get on the main subject in a minute, but it's crazy how many. I mean, even on Bumble, it's like I'm gonna talk about this in full in another video, so hold on tight. But it's like ever since I broke up with my 7-year relationship, Mr. No Heart, and it's like I've always been into politics, and for years I've asked men like which political party. And some, like, after I broke up with my ex, when I would ask a guy, some of them would lie. And, or some of them, I remember this, there was this one jerk. And I was like, I think this is before I started getting the proof, so I don't think I have the screenshots of this one. But he used to tell me, I'm not telling you my political party. Not until after our third date. Not until after you kiss me for a long, long time. You kiss me for so long that you're going to forget and you're not going to care who I vote for. And then I'm like, okay, no, so you're a Republican then. How do you know? I was like, because if you're a Democrat, you're just going to say, like, Democrats aren't nervous or scared, especially Democratic men, because with Democratic men, they will, like, they understand it's like, we're going to live how we want to live. We're going to be who we want to be. We're not, like, when it comes to standards, we just want to live in our own identity. We want to be who we are. It's like when people say, or Christians say, God doesn't make mistakes. Okay, well, let me live my life with, like, either the mistakes that I'm going to live with, but with the life that I have planned. Because a lot of Christian people want me to live the life that they want me to live, or they have planned for me. Don't worry, I'm going to get off the religion part in a minute, but when it comes to dating, it's just, oh my gosh. And so with Bumble, I am so happy they added they added that little thing where you can put your political party. And oh my gosh, it's like, yeah, when I see conservative or apolitical, I'm like, apolitical, okay, you must be one of the privileged. And it's like, usually they are. It's like, sometimes I'm like, hold up, wait, you're a black person or a person of color. What are you talking about, apolitical? I was like, okay, so you're just a moron. You're either uneducated, a moron, just you enjoy living in stupid, something like, no. Okay, and I was like, I'm not, if this hurt, that means I'm talking to you. But sometimes when I hear people say that they're apolitical, or they say that there's no difference between Republican and Democrats, pay attention to what's going on right now. Pay attention to what's going on right now. And I'm not saying Democrats are perfect. Oh, far from it. I am and will always be Team Bernie. That was my man right there. Like, oh, like, he would have been an amazing president. But, and that kind of leads me to the topic of today with the presidency and everything. But I, you know what? I will talk about my issues with the apolitical group or non-political. There's some who don't even put anything. So the non-political or the apolitical, or I mean, the moderates, some just, yeah, it's like I swipe left on moderates too, because there are some conservative men who, well, I learned this from one conservative guy who literally thought he was going to trick me, but he didn't know that I know a lot about politics, to the point where he literally told me he lies on his profiles because he knows there's a lot more either hot or attractive, or like, basically the progressive or liberal democratic women, they're more fun, or they're willing to try, like, new things. Because I was like, I think I wanted to do, like, I really want to start doing escape rooms as a hobby or whatever. And I forgot there was a couple other things, and he was just like, yeah, Republican women, like, yeah, there's like, they might want to throw some axes, and I might be able to take them shooting or whatever, blah blah blah, but they won't be willing to do A, B, and C, whatever. And I'm like, okay, so, but you're conservative, so you need to just date conservative women. And he was like, well, if I can fake it, but then slowly show. And I've heard this from other people before, where they literally tell me that conservative men sometimes try to date liberal women, and they try to convert them, but they pretend that they're moderate or apolitical, so that when the girl dates the guy, she feels at ease. She feels like she can be herself. But then slowly he starts putting those conservative views in her head, and or restricting her and telling her what she can and cannot do, or like trying to teach her submissive ways or whatever. Yeah, that's never gonna be me. Or he will hate me. Oh, he would hate me. No. He would return me faster than, like, what kind of stuff do you return back quickly to a store? Um, yeah, it's like whenever it's like I feel bad when I have to like return stuff. So yeah, I can't even think of. Oh yeah, it's like recently, it's like I had this can that is supposed to be one of those easy, like you don't need a can opener or whatever. And I went to open it. Yeah, the nozzle thing just broke off, and so then trying to go to the can opener, but it's sunk deeper, so then the cutting part of the can opener won't even get to it. And so then my dad ended up helping because I'm trying to get the can opener, but then I'm trying to find something else, and he was like, no, 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 no. And so he went and he did like a hammer, type of approach or whatever, and it's like I was going to do that, but then yeah, it's like long story, but it's like I got the can opener kind of attack. Like let's just say we need a new can opener. Yeah, we need a new can opener. That's one reason why I was like, oh yeah, I got these pre-opened, but then it defeated the whole, to the point where yeah, I was going. I told him like 3 or 4 times, we can just return this. We can just return this. No, no, no. You want to eat this? It's fine. We'll figure this out. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can figure it out, but I'm tired and I'm annoyed. So, but anyways, yeah, he got it open, whatever. But yeah, sorry, yeah, that was kind of, but yeah, that was that. It's like I was so annoyed that night because literally, it's like I was trying to make a fast meal because I was working on one of my next children's books, whatever. And so then it's like that, like it took more time, and it got to a point where I was just like, I'm losing my mojo for this book, or not my mojo, but it's like I was kind of like in a feel of like, okay, with the creativity and some of my characters, I knew like the feel of the characters that I was trying to present and everything. But okay, yeah, sorry. Let's get to this subject, that with the presidency and everything. But yeah, I guess I told you guys about. Anyway, this poor little buttercup. I had like, huh. The Christian side is supposed to be, you're supposed to love all your, yeah, yeah, you're supposed to feel, yeah, whatever, because if you side with 47, I mean, we can live in the same country, but it's like if you need help, okay, but yeah, never come up to me and tell me there's no racism. Never come up to me and say that when it comes to getting jobs, I have more of an advantage. Never come up to me and say there's no ableism and that people with disabilities like have all the rights they need, and or they should just stay at home and let the government take care of them, and other stupid comments like that. And yeah, it's like when 47 has the nerve to say, because he has common sense when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Let's, like, when a person shows you who they are and they keep telling you who they are, when they keep screaming who they are, but then you keep ignoring them, you keep literally ignoring them. Because even if you look at my Patreon and the messages, do you know how many men who are conservative, are Republican, are 47 lovers How many of them will tell me there's no more racism? How I'm so idiotic or stupid or R word, and other things too. Those are the main words they use, and we have to remember they're poorly educated, and a lot of them are probably on the spectrum of third to fifth grade reading level. But anyway, but when his speaker has the nerve to talk about, are you going to pray that your pilot is of a certain color? Or are you going to pray that they are trained and talented and etc. etc.? I just did an episode. If I okay, I need to remember to put the link because I just posted. And the thing is, I recorded this video or the other video before both plane crashes. I had this idea to create like the theme with about racism and pilots and everything like that, like a week or two ago, because I had it on my mind for a little bit because of one Republican guy was laughing and saying how when he gets on a plane, he wants to see a white pilot or a European American pilot. He doesn't want to see a black pilot. And there's been other episodes where he puts down people of color and black people and basically tells us that he doesn't think we are of much use. And so I show the article and everything. Yeah, I love showing proof. I'm Patty. But then this young lady has the nerve to say that comment about, are you going to pray for talent or skin color? Where, and then that you have to fill out a form. Well, you know what? We shouldn't put our names on resumes because some jobs, like even though they make you fill that out, HR people, they learn how to pick out Asian and African American and like even some in like Middle Eastern names and everything. And on purpose, they take them out because they don't want to hire them. So it's like not social security number, but maybe there should be some kind of job identification number that everyone has where the job can't look you up until after you do your interviews. This way, it will literally be a blind one because I've had job interviews where everything goes fine until they see me. Everything goes fine until they look me up on LinkedIn. And do you know how many black people and people of color, or mostly black people I know, when they look for a job, they literally go ghost on social media because jobs will not hire them when they look at that they're black. Once they see them and they see that they're not European descent, do you know, like, and I was like, I don't want to have to keep repeating myself, but I have been through so many racist job interviews. And so when this little princess, like not really a princess, she's more of a pain, but okay, when this young lady who I found out she's married to a 60-year-old man too. Interesting. Yeah, I have so many comments on that one too, but anyway. Um, it's just when she had the nerve to say that whole pray comment, part of me is just like, when your boss is blaming everything on diversity, equity, and inclusion, who is he thinking of the most? When he's blaming the fires and plane crashes and like everything else that's happened, when he is literally trying, like, I don't think ICE is looking for the Europeans that have overstayed their visas. Let me know, because I mean, fair is fair. Fair is fair. And that like, I know Elon probably has a green card. Like, Is he a citizen? Like, are we gonna make like what are we gonna do with him? What are we gonna do with that? Just okay. Let me know in the messages below. Like, let me know what are we gonna do with with him, especially at like. Okay, I'm not even gonna get started over his little. Then they try to lie and say, "Oh, he was saying give my heart." Like, uh huh. Mm-hmm. All right. And then people mocking him. Like, if you mocked that movement because you want to try to say it's not bigotry, you have no heart, no soul, in my opinion. In my opinion, if you are denying the history of that action, but then, I mean, I have, anyway, we shouldn't have our names or our addresses because company, like, I remember I went to a few interviews and the companies were kind of far away, but part of me would be like, if I, like, one of my family members, like, I would hope if I could call them and be like, I got this job. Can I please rent one of your bedrooms? I will start saving for a house. We can create a contract, even a due date for each month. And so, but yeah, companies don't care about that. And some companies, they're like, yes, she lives far. So I will have that as the reason of not hiring her. Because I kept, like, I've had some interviews where they're like, oh, you don't want to drive here every day. Oh, we know you're not going to drive here every day. You're going to get tired of driving here every day. So we need to take off names and addresses. Yeah. And I would almost say colleges and some schools because, especially for the predominantly African American colleges and universities and things, yes, like if the HR person sees those schools, then they might get denied because the HR person is going to presume that they are black or a person of color. And some people are like, no, that's going overboard. No, you don't know. Like, I have been through sexism, ableism, and racism, and with so many jobs, I have seen it all. Especially the interview question of, "Where are you from?" It's on my resume. Oh no, where are you really from? Do you mean where was I born? No, where was your family from? This stupid question again. How do you talk like that? Talk like what? You sound like you have a accent. Talk so pretty. Like, you don't talk like the rest of them. Who the crap is them? Like, where did you grow up to be able to speak like this? You speak so good. You speak so well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, are you stupid? Ignorant. Just bigoted. Oh my god. Like, these are all the things that are going on in my head while some of these people are saying all the stupid stuff. Um, when I heard your voice over the phone, I would have never pictured you. Hmm. Okay. And I know that's a faux, fake Prada purse as well. So, yeah, what's your point? Like, I don't know. It's like, I remember even some interviews while they're asking me ignorant questions, I'm being petty. I'm looking around at their office, I'm being nosy. Because I'm like, I'm not going to get the job anyways. Might as well be nosy. And especially when the male boss, the way they are looking at the secretary. Oh yeah, I remember I did get this one job, but it was only for a few months. because, well, the owner supposedly got cancer. As I still don't believe that mess, but um, I found out that owner was the owner was married and the secretary were married, but then everyone kept saying that they would be a great match, but they weren't dating and supposedly or whatever. But then they both end up getting divorced, and then they ended up dating, and then they got married. But then they expected me to believe that like that, and I'm like, no, I don't. I don't. But I remember when they hired me, the wife, yeah, she was really vindictive, really not like, and I busted my tush up on this job. I ended up doing the receptionist job and even doing some of the like like the incoming calls from their, it was basically kind of like a real estate company, whatever, but their customer service line, they were firing people, and so then they needed me to fill in even though I was there for marketing. But then the boss kept leaving, and then he was MIA for like 2 or 3 weeks. Then supposedly he had cancer, and but then everyone else was going to his house to do the work or to get trained. But then I was like, okay, when am I, it's like literally I got hired, and like the first or second week is when he went MIA, and that's when he found out he got diagnosed with it. But it was just like everyone else is going to his house, and I am trying to get trained. I'm going to everybody like, what can I do, how can I do this? And then they're about to fire the receptionist. Can you train the receptionist? So with my hospitality certification, I try to create something, and I try to give them some training, and to be work a little bit better and stuff like that. They fired him anyway, but that wasn't my job. I did my best. They gave me like 24, 48 hours. That's their problem. But then I started working weekends because, well, the um the brother-in-law kept getting drunk and having hangovers, so didn't want to go to work. But then there were families that were coming in to sign to do the paperwork because the moving truck was on the way to the house, but they didn't have the contract signed. So, yeah, me with the owner on speakerphone, him giving me directions on how to fill everything out. And I did that twice because the brother in law was drunk. But then, next thing I know, they claimed because he had cancer and everything that he would not be able to train me. But then I'm like, so everyone else is allowed at your house but the black person. The only black person at your company, you're not going to allow her. I see how it is. I see how it is. And then also, the wife had a problem because I had a regular paid job. And so, after me, the next people were non paid interns. But yeah, I remember even when the guy hired me, he was like, "You're so impressive. Your resume is amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." And I started giving him some of the ideas. And he was like, "We'll work on this. We'll work on that. Yes, that's perfect. Oh, I agree. Okay." It's like we even made a goal list with my ideas and what I thought we would, I thought, the things that I thought we could do and everything, including a YouTube channel. But I've learned, just be quiet. Don't give all of my ideas. And I don't think they ever even started it too either. But I remember even telling like one of the younger staff to start a LinkedIn page, and I gave some tips or whatever. And it's like, and I was like, I think I blocked most of them. But this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.